here we go. 2x squared minus 8x plus 7. This is a quadratic that cannot be factored. You cannot use the x method to find the solutions. Doesn't work. So instead, we will use the quadratic formula. And the first step is to find a, b, and c. 2, b, c. Perfect. Step number 2. Take your a, b, and c and plug them into the quadratic formula. Yeah? You will have a half sheet of cardstock you will get Monday that you can put whatever you want on it. And if this is something you want on it, you may put it on there. Okay. Plug it in. Most students make a mistake plugging them in. Of all the places, plugging in is the #1 mistake area. I always write my quadratic formula out first with blanks where to put them in. Parentheses are also important, especially when the b value is negative, because when you square a negative number in your calculator, that number must be in parentheses, or your calculator does order of operations in the wrong order. Okay, so let's plug in. My first 2 blanks are b's, so -8, -8. Then I got an a on the top and an a on the bottom, 2 and 2. And at the end of the top, I got c, the caboose, 7. Plug them in. Plug them in, plug them in. Step 3, all we're doing is cleaning it up, simplifying. Okay? I know negative times -8 is going to be +8, and I know the 2 times 2 on the bottom is just going to be 4, but I need to figure out what -8 squared minus 4 times 2 times 7 is. And the easiest thing to do is just plug it all into your calculator. So, -8 squared minus 4 times 2 times 7. Click enter, and you get 8. X equals 8 plus or minus the square root of 8 over 4. You can't divide a radical by a regular number. We gotta simplify this. Yeah, 2 and 4, yeah. Okay, focus, Steven. Okay, step 4. We need to simplify the radical. The square root of 8 needs to be simplified. What perfect square can you split the square root of 8 into? √4, √2. And the square root of 4 is, so we have 2 √2. So I'm going to rewrite this as x equals 8 plus or minus 2 √2 over 4. Yep, now I'm going to hold off on doing that for 1 second. The first thing I'm going to do is just split them apart. So it would be x equals 8 over 4 plus or minus 2 √2 over 4. Okay, I'm splitting them apart. So now I can simplify 8/4, and I can take out a greatest common factor from 2 and 4. Okay? 8 divided by 4 is just 2. And what's going to happen to 2/4? It will become 1/2, right? Plus or minus the square root of 2 over 2. I just didn't put the 1 there because it's invisible. that is my quadratic formula. Finding my two solutions. Okay, ready to go again?
Come on, man. You didn't violate.
Yeah.
How did you get 8?
When I type all of this in, I get 8. Right here. Okay, next. Steven, sit down. Yep. Okay, here we go. Watch. Hey, there's one little curveball on this one. What's the issue before we have to settle before we do? The what? Yep, it needs to be equal to 0, so we can either move 4x squared over to the right side, or move 2x and minus 1 over to the left side. What do you want to do? Yeah, I'd move the one thing. Minus 4x squared to the other side. So I have 0 equals negative 4x squared plus 2x minus 1. Do we see how I put the x squared first? And not at the end?
Oh, it's literally right next to it.
I made sure I put the minus 4x squared in the front because that's the a value. Okay, that's in standard form. Okay, so what's my a? My b? My c? Perfect. Now we plug it all in, just like we did before.
Can you scroll up a little?
Okay, I'm going to plug all of my values in. My b's go first, 2 and 2. A on the top and the bottom, and C at the end. Stop.
Okay. What do you do if you get 1?
You shouldn't get 1. Okay, let's simplify. Okay, I have
You need him to scroll up too.
2 squared minus 4 times negative 4 times negative 1.
Pay attention. You don't know how to do it.
Click enter, and you get negative 12. This is what it looks like simplified. Okay, we have to simplify our square root. This time, what's inside that square root? Which means, what do I have to put out front before I can use real numbers? I. And I heard 12 splits into root 4, root 3. So this becomes 2i square root of 3.
Excuse me, sorry.
So x equals negative 2 plus or minus 2i root 3. And I'm just going to split them up now. Over negative 8 over negative 8. Okay, let's simplify and we'll be done. Negative 2 over negative 8 simplifies to negative by negative 1/4. What can I divide out of these two? 2. There is a better number. Technically, I should divide out negative 2 because you don't want negatives in the denominator. So I'd have 2 divided by negative 2 would be negative 1. So negative I root 3 over 4. Here's your perfect answer. That is the quadratic formula.